All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that is most important every year that we go through. We often say that if you really want to see a real hero, you look at the chest of a veteran, not the jersey of an athlete. In our 6 years of doing this, I've met some amazing people. Very, very amazing people with heartbreaking stories. And what we find is there is so many good groups out there that help veterans, but unfortunately there's not enough for all the help that we need. And so that's why we started doing this event every year, and I've gained such amazing amount of respect for so many of these gentlemen. Last year, I met a very special man who ended up becoming my brother. I was hoping he'd be cage-side. His name's Brian Shinington, and I met him at this exact event. And when I heard his story, he literally changed my life and perspective on the way that we do things. After becoming really good friends, it was not 2 months later, he said, you know what we should do? We need to start honoring Vietnam veterans because they didn't get any of the love or any of the respect that the rest of us got. Even my father, he served in the Vietnam War with the 173rd Airborne, and I personally got to see the scars of war. And unless you've been through it, we will never understand what these men and women go through. The other number one thing is they are not the only ones making the sacrifice. It's the families at home and these wives that have to hold everything together while these men and women are deployed. So ladies and gentlemen, this one right here means a great deal to me. Both served in the Vietnam era, and they were both Marines. United States Marine, KIA in Vietnam, Benny N. Santisteban, and his brother, who's here today, a Purple Heart recipient, Sergeant Edward Santisteban. You know what's most amazing about this man and his family is heroism runs in the bloodline because his grandson just happens to be one of my heroes. Many of you have seen my post about him. He's 10-year-old Gabriel Santisteban, who is kicking cancer's ass. Let's put it together for him. You know, when I first met Gabe 2 years ago, he really inspired me. It was in Children's Hospital, and I went up to him. This is Gabe. Gabe is a very handsome young man, so we won't hold it against him that he's a Raiders fan. I know. But Gabe really inspired me. Not for 1 minute did he ever feel sorry for himself. He said, you know what, I'm kicking cancer's butt. This next recipient from the United States Army, I had the pleasure of actually meeting him at Title Boxing in Fort Collins in November, and he was there because of the Wounded Warrior Project had come up with a program to get soldiers into these activities. I started talking to him and immediately knew he had to be one of this year's recipients. Ladies and gentlemen from the United States Army, please give it up for Sergeant Robert Wayne Garrison. This next recipient was a no-brainer. I met a Marine a few years ago by the name of Derek Lavelle. There's the rowdy group of Marines right there. I met Derek and we immediately became friends. He became a huge supporter of this event. And this year he sent me a text message and said, "Hey brother, you got room for one more?" And I said, "Always." So when this man tells me that somebody's deserving of something, his word is as good as damn gold for me. So ladies and gentlemen from the United States Marine Corps, please put it together for Major Jason Free. The next one, as many of you know, and a lot of other fellow Marines, everybody knows Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force. In the end, it's one just giant family, no matter what. It's about the men next to them, and that's really what it comes down to in our freedom as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to honor at this time, once a Marine, always a Marine, Nick Leopold and his beautiful family that we're honoring here tonight. Also, ladies and gentlemen, this man has been a part of my organization, and I also call him a brother. He has served overseas many tours and been to the gates of hell and back for our freedom. And you know what? He never wants any credit at all. He never wants anything. He just wants to help other people. And so I want to put our hands together for Staff Sergeant Dusky Van Ness. Also a big part of our staff, Sergeant Izzy Johnson and Desiree Pence. They're in the back right now, but let's put it together for them. They're both Marines. The next person I was able to tell you a little bit about, I met him last year here at AVM, and it was at Fight for the Troops. I had turned to walk away, and somebody had grabbed my arm and said, "Hey man, I just want to tell you I really love what you guys do as a former wounded veteran." I'm sorry, this part's very emotional for me. He says, "We really appreciate what you guys do." And I said, "Hey, are you coming to the night show?" He says, "I don't know." I said, "You're definitely coming. Here's my press pass." This is the gentleman that he's really changed my life in the way of my thinking, and he never wants an ounce of this credit. And I can tell you, he let me read his accommodation letters, and this man has truly been through hell for us. So I want to give him some credit here tonight. Brian Shinnington, my brother, come on into the cage. You know, 6 years ago when we started this, there was a couple of very special honorees. Many of you know the story of Danny Dietz. He was one of our very first honorees, the Navy SEAL. I got a very special Marine here tonight, Mr. Cade Hinkhouse. Put it together for him right here. Okay. Cade lost his leg in combat, and he's the most genuine person, one of the most genuine persons I've ever met in my life. And so even though it was 6 years ago when this event was so small, I never forgot the day that I met you or the sacrifice you met. So I wanted to put it together for you. Thank you. This next one, there was a reason they called it the greatest generation ever. From World War II, he was there on D-Day, and he was there at the Battle of the Bulge. Mr. Stephen Zannati. Casey Larkin, United States Army, and all his Army friends. You guys have supported me from day one. Thank you guys so much for your service and always supporting what Sparta Combat League is about. The gentlemen are over here. Thank you guys. Without taking up too much more of your time, I heard a quote that I want to share with everybody, and it says, "We make a living by what we earn, but we make a life by what we give." And I truly believe that. This event has become so much more than I ever anticipated, and to be honoring all these awesome heroes from all over in all these states, Colorado still by far has my heart and is still the best damn place. You know, this year through traveling to other states, we had a couple hiccups, and there was one that just killed me. We weren't able to do Pennsylvania like we had planned, and I had a family that I had met. Their son had been killed in action at 21 years old, and so I know they're watching back in Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh right now. Let's put it together. He was a Marine, killed in action, Lance Corporal Joshua Twig. So in closing, I really just want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank each and every one of you that come out every year. And you made it a sellout this year. You come to support the fighters, and more importantly, the cause, and all the heroes that are in our life, all the sacrifice that these men and women make every day. That's what this is really about. And so I just want to thank you, every one of our sponsors. Without you, this is not possible. I'm overwhelmed by it. One of my business mentors, he believed in me when we had 200 people in the crowd. Thank you so much, Mark. But with that being said, let's all donate a little bit tonight. We're going to split it 4 ways between these amazing people. And on count of 3, we're going to chant USA because we're so damn proud to be Americans. And we're going to blow the roof off this place. 1, 2, 3. USA! 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 Thank you all so much. On one last note, I get a lot of undeserved attention because I'm just one part of 1,000 pieces. Our Vice President, Rob Wright, he's amazing. Ben, Dave, Adam, Nicole, these guys set up this cage and make it happen. Let's hear it for them. All the amazing video production you see here tonight, my video guy wants me dead right now, but on another note, he has spent countless and hundreds of hours. One man has pulled off all the video production, Jesse Rarick. We love you and appreciate you. My better half, Becca, who's running sound and music tonight. You're amazing. And all of our staff from the Ring Car Girls, Budweiser Event Center, so much. And we greatly appreciate everything you've done tonight. So grab a drink and let's finish this amazing card and let's raise some amazing money.